Yes, Dennis. Like Osahe and the mighty minority, once cocoa farmers are not getting the prices they want, this is nothing for you, right?
Well, I mean, good morning to my seniors here. It's not just cocoa farmers. I think the state of the nation is just the aggregation of every person within the state. And so, if you have majority of the elements within the state not doing so well, that is what will tell on the state.
Is that where we are?
I think so.
Majority of the elements
I've made the point.
Not doing well.
I've made that point here severally, and it's without emotions. It's just facts. I mean, Lawyer Duji made some very factual points. The macroeconomic performance in the last 1 year is without doubt. There is no debate about that. There is no conversation on that. The fact that we've seen unprecedented improvement in inflation, never seen before. I doubt even first world countries see this kind of macroeconomic improvement in such a short period. No discussion on that. The fact that we've seen some very heavy strength from our currency is without doubt. And of course, in a country like ours, once you have these indicators improving, it would affect a lot of other things. The details as to whether it's sustainable, based on what is driving it, is another conversation. And it's time for the government to actually sit back and be honest with themselves, because we are going to hold them to their words. First of all, you need to begin to tell the Ghanaian people what is driving this improvement, so that should anything go wrong, which we are not praying for, you don't come back with excuses.
At least they've told us about gold.
We've seen too many of them, exactly. And we've always made a point about gold. And we've said that if gold is what is driving us, that we are in trouble, because we don't control it. We have absolutely zero control, like we are seeing with cocoa. It goes down one night and everything is in shambles.
Have you seen the promise of diversification, as Vicky pointed out?
To the extent that the government communications minister, when I was coming, was saying somewhere on another platform that if they had not given the cocoa farmers the haircut, the economy would have collapsed, and that they did that to save the economy.
But President Mahama said that yesterday.
Perfect. So you see, I am drawing our attention that in spite of the politics, we have a country to run. I have said it here, that the government's performance in the last 1 year has benefited, in my view, some 10 to 15% of the population. No doubt about that.
10 to 15%?
Yes. The person that imports directly and so need forex benefited big time. That person cannot debate or fight this government. The person that pays anything, whether goods or services, in dollar, benefited. Who drives to the fuel station to buy fuel into their vehicle or plant or machinery, benefited.
But the person joining the trotro also benefits.
He hasn't. That is where the issue comes in. In Accra, the data is that between 75 to 80% of people who live in Accra rely on commercial vehicles. They are not getting access to the vehicles. And as a result of that lack of supply, it is increasing the prices. So today, people have to wake up at 3 a.m. so they can get to work at 8:30 a.m., which they are late anyway. And they have to leave the office at 5.
But that's not a new phenomenon.
No. You see, making a point. None of the things happening are new. We have seen inflation going above 50% in this country before. It's not new. And we have seen inflation come down before. So none of the things are new. We are talking about a government that has come in place to fix the situation. Don't take us back to what is new or what is not new. If that is the case, then get out. But before I even make my point, let me just do some factual. Once we are discussing economics, we must be factual with the issues. So, Eduji is first a politician, a lawyer before all of these things. He likes to garnish the issues. They did not inherit inflation.
But he has an economics background too.
No, but I know him. I know him very well. Data can be used for anything. His government did not inherit inflation at 54%. So,
of course, that was in 2022.
No, but so it's disingenuous. No,
but I never said.
No, please hold on.
No, you did. You mentioned.
No, I said at a. Hold on.
Yeah.
On this platform, I said at a point inflation.
Yes.
The only two countries were better.
I was actually about to interject when you said that because it was unfair. You were using figures at 2024. But when it came to inflation, you went to 2022.
No. I moved from 54
Don't invite him again.
Don't worry.
Don't invite him.
Or you could have,
I won't invite rights.
Please don't invite me again.
I would say what you said wrong, but
if you invite me out,
so it's discipline for you to be having a conversation in this manner, and then you are talking. So what you are saying is that inflation has moved from 54 to 3. No, it's not true. Whatever it is that your government has done to drive inflation down, moved it from 23% to 3%. That's fact. Immediately you bring in 54%, we'll question what other extraordinary thing you've done, because then it means that you've doubled the effort to be able to drop it from 54 to 3. So don't do that. You did not inherit the exchange rate at 17. Again, don't do that. But let's move on. This government, I think, is refusing to take responsibility for anything that affects the Ghanaian people, except the macroeconomic indicator that there is no debate, which we all know that the driving force is a high international market price for gold. That is all. The one thing. One single thing is what has driven us to where we are now. One thing. One. High international market price for gold. Tomorrow, the question we are asking our government to answer is tomorrow, should gold drop tomorrow morning to $2,000? Can we survive?
He says by the projection, the president says by the projection, gold prices will continue to do well for the next 3 years.
I mean, we woke up this morning and America has attacked Iran.
We never thought it would happen.
You understand? We woke up this morning and the US has attacked Iran. You and I went to bed, woke up the next day, and there is something called COVID. We thought it was a joke, and it ran for 3-4 years, disrupted the global economy. So that question is legitimate. Listen, some say go and pick their budget. Look at all the real sectors of the economy. None of them are progressing. This is not personal. This is just economics. This is just people who are worried about the realities that could hit us if we don't halt this government and get them to face the facts and deal with the fundamentals. Listen, you talk about macroeconomy. What is macroeconomy without its positive impact on micro? The whole essence of macroeconomic management is the output on the microeconomy. He is an economist. He knows that. If you drive your macroeconomic indicators to the best of numbers, and your micro is not positively affected, you've done nothing. And my brother Kofi Tonto has a point he makes, which I would make it here. He says that I am sick. I had a previous doctor who couldn't heal me, and my sickness kept lingering. Then you came and said, I can cure this guy. For 1 year, you've actually concocted and come up with the potion, the medicine, and it's in a package, and giving it to me. I keep drinking. I am not healing. But all you keep telling me is that at least I've been able to give you medicine. The other one couldn't give you anything.
That sounds like an account proverb.
So, Prof, the reality is that, and this is not personal, this is not politics. The reality is that we were sick. Everybody admits that. Even the president, then Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, admitted that. To the point where he said, some of the things where we are, when the new leader takes over, he will drive it. Now you've come. All you have done is to show us a package, branded, with medicine, supposedly to be taken 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, evening. We've been taking it for 1 year. One thing is true. You have given us medicine. But the other truth is that the medicine is not curing us. Why am I saying this? Look at every aspect of our economy and tell me, which aspect of our economy has been positively affected by these things, except the 10% that I have admitted? Even some of the few areas that these macroeconomic indicators have affected positively, the counter effect, they haven't been able to deal with. The cocoa situation we have, one of the biggest reasons why we are in the situation we are in now is that the forex economic policy decisions you took has a counter effect on cocoa. You didn't prepare for it. When you were driving your currency strength up and driving dollar down with just buying gold and putting it into the forex market, you forgot that you also export, and that the more dollar you bring, and the cedi also has a certain impact. So if cocoa today, for example, if dollar today was 14 cedis, cocoa farmers would not suffer, even though the international price has dropped. So whilst they were doing that, they forgot to deal with that aspect of it. Nobody is saying don't drive the currency strength, but I'm saying that whilst you are doing it, remember that there's another side that you have to deal with. Look at teachers, look at nurses.
So we will reflect reflect the state of the nation by the president on these issues, the way we have done them.
Okay.
So far you've spoken longer than anybody, so hold it there for me. Those will be your preliminary comment. But do you see a positive, future in the next year or two?
I have always said that there's something good this government is doing when it comes to the macro. All of us want to see.
No, I'm talking about how it will reflect.
I don't. I actually has a very gloomy, negative outlook.
Oh.
Because of the very important and factual point I have made. The basis, the foundation on which this current macroeconomic strength has been built is weak, and we don't control it.
Okay, thank you. Now hold it there.